Hello and welcome, everyone. Sorry, I'm trying to hook my phone up to see who's. Okay. Facebook is notifying me that I can't go live. I'm kind of in Facebook, not jail. I'm in Facebook like
Probation.
probation. There you go. I'm on probation. I've never been on probation before, so I don't know what to expect.
This is the week of people who've never been in trouble, getting into trouble.
Yeah. A lot of people have been getting in trouble.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
But anyways, so let's see really quick who we have on here. There's Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Tammy.
Kenny,
Looks like Kenny's on.
Paul.
Paul. Lori Messia.
Again, if you're here with us, drop something in the comments just to let us know that you're here. We appreciate that. And it also helps people to
Oh, hi, Crystal.
To see our feed.
Who said I'm here? Oh, there's Joseph. Hi, Joseph.
So, Ray Dean's watching.
Oh, Ray Dean. There's Rachel.
Hi,
Rachel.
Ray Dean.
Hi, Casey. So anyways, we'll just give this a couple moments. Looks like there might still be. Oh, there's Kenny. Hi, Kenny. Kenny was like 45 minutes early to the live. He's like, wait a minute, what time do you guys start? I said 7. He's like, oh. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Oh, hi, Ray Dean. How are you? You already said hi to Ray Dean, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was late to that party. Anyways, so just wanted to say hello to everybody. Welcome you guys. Welcome you to our Facebook Live that we usually do every Sunday around 7 o'clock. For those of you who are familiar with how we do this, I'm going to go over some stuff for if we have any new people. Our group is growing. We're up to 1,800 members, and I think it's going to continue to grow.
On Facebook, it's 1,800 members.
Yes, on Facebook. I'm sorry. And so, anyways, I just kind of want to go over some stuff like who we are, what we do, what platforms you can find us on, how to stay in contact with us, and all that fun stuff. So for some of you guys, it might be information that you already know, but for anybody who's new, this might be new information for you. So Jimmy and I started Unmask Tulare County in June or July-ish. June of last year. And I had reached a point where I was tired of covering up my face with a mask. It didn't feel right to me. And I didn't want to shop at businesses that forced me to put something over my face that I didn't feel comfortable putting over my face. So I told Jimmy that I wanted to start this group, and he was like, I'm all for it as long as it's a group that puts action behind their words and that it's not just a group of complainers. And so I was like, okay. So one of the reasons for the group was so that we could support local businesses that do not enforce like masking, while you shop or, whatever the case may be. So a lot of people have been commenting, different, restaurants or stores that they go to and letting us know like, hey, these people won't let us shop without a mask on or whatever. And so Paul, who is our IT guy, is that
Sure.
Paul, what are you?
He's our guy.
He's our tech guy. We couldn't have done like any of this without Paul. Thank you, Paul. But anyways, he started us and it was around the holiday season. He had started us a naughty and nice list. And so we've kind of been updating it as we go. And, some businesses have gone back and forth and stuff like that. But it hasn't been updated in a while. But for the most part, the general consensus is that most businesses aren't really sticking to this, it seems like.
No, in most cases they're not. Which
that's
is
good.
good. It's encouraging.
That's good.
This go around.
So anyways, but another area that we have decided to really get involved is with our community. And that's obviously why we're Unmasked Tulare County. We're not necessarily like anti-maskers as much as we are pro-freedom. The thing that really rubs me the wrong way is when, we're told that we have to do certain things and stuff like that. And so we really just want to exercise our freedom and stuff like that. Sorry, poor Jimmy. He's still recovering from pneumonia, but I made him do this Facebook Live.
I'm working on it, guys. It's been a rough weekend. I had a lot to catch up on yesterday, and I think I overdid it outside, and I've been paying for it yesterday and today.
Guys,
so
our Christmas lights have been up for like 2 months. Okay. And Jimmy is like Clark Griswold over here, where if there's a spot for a light to go, there's going to be a light there. And so we haven't been able to mow our lawn because he has lights around the perimeter of our front yard. And so our lawn hasn't been mowed in like 2 months. And finally I was just like, I didn't tell him to get out there and help me, but he did. He got out there.
I can't just let my wife go out and take down all our Christmas lights. So anyway, it was.
We didn't get them all taken down, but we at least got the ones around the yard taken down, and our oldest mowed the lawn. So we're not looking quite so.
Bottom line, basically,
scraggly.
I usually talk more. If you're just joining us for the first time, I won't be talking as much because my lungs won't cooperate with me.
And Jimmy's the better speaker between the two of us, so we usually let him speak because I always word things wrong, or
you do fine.
I'm not technical. I'm not as technical as Jimmy. So anyways.
So here we are. She's in the driver's seat today.
Yeah, I'm in the driver's seat. I got the fancy office chair, you guys, and he got the fold-out chair.
The little fold-up.
But anyways, so that's why we started the group. Since we started the group, we've been holding rallies at different schools, like school board meetings. We've really been advocating for mask choice, within the schools, local control. We even went to Sacramento, and that was this month. A couple of weeks ago, we went to Sacramento. We were at the state capitol. And so we're just trying to make, some local movement, within Tulare County. And that's the whole purpose of this group. So anyways, if you guys would like to get involved, other ways, we're on Instagram, not as much as we are on Facebook. Facebook is our largest platform, but we are on Instagram. You can also subscribe. Are you going to show them the links? Look at Jimmy's so fancy. He has all this figured out. We're also on YouTube. I think some people might be watching from YouTube. And we do have a Telegram channel, which is like not filtered at all. So for anything, for less censorship, you can go on Telegram and anybody can post whatever they want on there. Facebook started giving us warnings that, they were going to start censoring us if me, Jimmy, or Crystal, our other admin, didn't start screening. So that's why posts have to be approved now, because we're just trying to protect the group. One other thing that we do have is at the top, if you're on Facebook, there is a like an announcements, and you can click on the, let me see if I can find it, because then I'll just show you guys really quick. Okay, so if you're on the top of Facebook, where it says,
and you go to our page.
yes,
not your
yeah,
Facebook
and you're in
page.
our, not your Facebook page, but you're in
Our
Unmasked
group.
Tulare County, our group page. You go to featured. I always look at the screen.
But that's not the camera.
I know, I'm sorry. So there's something that Jimmy put, but right here is, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's just a directory of information. Now, if something is to happen, as when was it that happened? Several months ago, like back in October or something, and Facebook had some sort of issue. Nobody knew how to get a hold of anybody. So we decided to create a directory. If you would like to be a part of that directory, just click on that link and you can submit as much or as little information as you would like.
Which all we ask for is name, address, phone number, and email. So you don't have to submit all of that if you don't want to, or you can submit all of it. But the more you put on there, the more ways we have to get a hold of you. So it would be best just to do all of it. If you've already done it, don't do it again. But just for those who are new, that's a way that you can stay in contact with us if something happens with the internet.
Yeah. So next is pick up your stuff. So we have placed several orders, and t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, they are all ready to be picked up. A lot of people have come by and picked up, but we still have a lot left to be picked up. So just make arrangements with myself. I'm usually pretty available now that I stay home. So if you want to swing by and pick up, like I said, just reach out to me, and we can make arrangements for you to pick up whatever it is you purchased. Next, let's talk about I'm going to need your help with this one, the California School Choice Initiative.
Yeah, so there was some news this week on this. And again, this is California School Choice Initiative was actually two different ballot initiatives that are collecting signatures right now to get onto the November ballot. So what these would do is create an option for parents to have a choice in where their kids go to school. Like you wouldn't be just automatically having to go to the school whose district you live in. It would actually give you money to put towards going to, you could maybe select charter school, you could select a private school, homeschool, however you would choose to do that. And it would give you $13,000 or $14,000 per year per kid to do that. So anyway, one of the problems with this is that there were actually two different groups collecting signatures, which, stinks, because then you have people who signed one and thought they signed the other, or didn't, vice versa, whatever. But there was one of the groups this week that actually suspended their campaign and allowed all of this to all the focus basically to be put on the other one, which is kind of nice. So it's actually not the one I would have chosen, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still good enough. I mean, it's just down into the details. The minutia, really, it was different. But the California School Choice Initiative is the group that's still going. So if you wanted to take a look into them, it's californiaschoolchoice.org. I'll say that again. It's californiaschoolchoice.org. I don't know if Marilyn or somebody, if you want to put that into the chat, but californiaschoolchoice.org. This is something that is important in California. Even if we weren't dealing with all the COVID restrictions and we weren't dealing with all that, like, parents should have choice. And like Marilyn said earlier, that's what we're about, is about choice and allowing people to make choices for themselves, make choices for their families, their kids. There's this disturbing trend that's going on out across the nation where people are actually coming out and saying, like politicians and, Board of Education people who are nobody locally has said this, I don't think, but, all across the usually big cities and stuff. I know Detroit, somebody came out the other day and said, what gives parents the idea that they should have a say in their kids' education? Like, this is public education. It's not parent education. And it's like, are these people serious? I mean, the kids belong to us, and we send them to school, but we absolutely should have a say in what goes on in their education. Like, their kids don't belong to the government. That's crazy, even though they're public schools. So anyway, even if we weren't dealing with all these COVID mandates and all of this stuff, school choice is a big deal that's worthy of our attention. And if we could get that pulled off in California, that would be incredible. And there's no better time in the history of California to make an attempt on something like this, because there's more people pissed off at the school districts than there ever have been. And so you're going to get more signatures and you have a better chance to actually get this thing done. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. A lot of you were aware that there was 2 different initiatives. It was the Fix California Schools that suspended theirs. So now it's just the California School Choice Initiative, which is kind of unfortunate because I don't know if we still do, but we had 2 giant boxes of petitions for the other one, but we got rid of them, and we'll be, having those available. But if you do go to their website, there's a place where you can sign up and have petitions sent to you. If you look at it and you're like, hey, I know me and all my family and the neighbors on my street, and those people would sign it, like, there's a way for you to get those directly and get those signed. So
and just know that you can't sign it online. It has to be a physical signature.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically in general, these petitions that go around online, like if you're trying to actually get something done, online petitions are worthless. The only thing that they're there for is trying to gather, like, people will try to get a general idea of how many people are interested in a certain thing or whatever. Like, it's good for that. But when it comes to like policies or getting something on a ballot, I get all those emails and those messages saying, sign this thing, and then we can get this done. And it's like, no, you can't sign something online and actually have it mean anything. So you need to physically sign the petition.
And now they need just a little less than 1 million signatures, correct?
Yeah.
It's like 997,000 signatures, I believe it is.
All across California, yes.
Yes. And they need to have those by April 20.
It's like mid-April.
6th or something. Mid-April.
That sounds right.
So that's a lot of signatures in a little amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible.
Nope.
So
anyway, we just wanted to update you on that because that was kind of big news on the school choice front.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that the Fix California Schools is no longer a part of it, but I do think it'll be a lot easier because there's just one, and people aren't like, wait, what? I thought I already signed it. Oh no, it's for this one. Oh, what?
I am glad that one of them dropped out.
Yeah.
So there's only one.
Yeah. And so it's like, let's just focus on this one and go for it.
Right.
So anyways.
Okay.
Thank you really quick, Paul. He said he'll post information on the website.
Good. Thank you to our communications consultant.
Yes. Next is, I think we need to talk about what happened in Porterville.
Yes. This was an interesting week in Porterville for sure.
What day was that? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and Radine's on here with us. So, Radine, you can feel free to comment or chime in if we get anything wrong. But basically on Tuesday, there was a city council meeting in Porterville. And there were a handful of our members who were there, including Radine. I think Greg's on here as well, but Greg was there as well. And who else was there? It was
Sherry.
Tool. But anyway, city council meeting went on. You guys know that we're supposedly under this like mask mandate or whatever from Sacramento.
I'm all, wait, what?
Huh? But anyway, things kind of got out of hand on the city council side of things, and they end up arresting Ray Dean and taking her out of there in handcuffs because she was even wearing a mask. She just apparently let it slip down below her nose, which is nuts. But apparently, some people were upset, and the officer got offended and took her out in handcuffs. The which is just crazy. But
And then, of course, Greg recorded the incident, and so of course that's on the internet. And
yeah, I'm sure all of you have seen it by now. We posted it in the group, and it's been in Telegram, and I did upload it to YouTube so people could link to it easier. And the crazy thing is, I think I looked at it before we hopped on here, but the YouTube video has like 5.3 or 5,300 views, which we've never had a YouTube video get more than probably 100 or 300 views. So anyway, just kind of interesting. This thing blew up. Yeah, Ray Dean, you're famous. So anyway, the interesting part of it is sorry, I'm having brain fog here. Obviously that's terrible. It's terrible when you have and we don't know if there was a specific directive from the city council, or if it was a cop that was on a power trip, or whatever the case might have been there as far as the specific details. But it certainly came off like the mayor or the city council or city manager or somebody along those lines kind of ordered those in the crowd who were not favorable towards their way of doing things to be sent out of there. And that seems to be what happened. But the kind of not nice thing, but maybe the silver lining in the cloud with all this is that it really has gotten a lot of attention. And, people have been kind of fired up, and, it wasn't one of those things. I'm always skeptical, and I'm always, whenever I see videos like this, I'm always like, okay, what happened before the camera started rolling? Like why did this all happen? And, after talking to a bunch of different people and hearing accounts and actually seeing a press release that came from the Porterville Police Department, what happened is exactly what they said happened. Is, she was there. They asked her to put a mask on. She did. It slipped down below her nose a few times. The officers took exception to that and removed her. And I mean, she didn't resist arrest. She didn't go crazy. Fortunately, Greg was there and recording so we could see what happened.
And you know what, Greg, I just want to say thank you for everything that you did, because from my understanding, and I could be incorrect, you guys have both been freedom fighters, but I don't think you guys actually knew of each other until that night.
Right.
So I don't think their paths had ever crossed until that night. But Greg was there to record it and to stand by her. And you know what, Greg, thank you for that, because I don't know, I couldn't imagine. I don't know. Thank you. And then hang on, I want to read Ray Dean's comment. She said, my arrest happened before the city council meeting was in session. Sherry Toole and me were just talking to each other.
Right. Yeah. So it was, the public, the city council members and stuff weren't even in the room yet. They were just waiting for the public session to get started.
So Ray Dean, how many people were in the room?
From what I understand, there was probably 5 or 6 or 7, including the officers.
10?
Yeah. So anyway, it was just nuts. And I mean, there was other things about that meeting that were not good. Like when Greg got up to speak, they basically silenced him for, quote, not being a doctor and spreading misinformation. But it wasn't even a city council person who initiated, that censorship. It was somebody sitting behind Greg who was, giving one of these and saying all this kind of stuff. So it's just, there's a lot of craziness that's going on in Porterville and the city council. And I think they really screwed up. They created a martyr out of Ray Dean, And, a lot of us are really frustrated with what happened there. And, we're very back the blue, we're very pro law enforcement. And, I think everybody in this situation is, on our end of things. I've talked to Ray Dean, and, she's friends with the police chief and several of the officers who normally attend these things. In talking to Greg is, very pro police. We're not, saying anything anti-police or any of those things, but it just, this was an unfortunate situation that whoever made that decision obviously made the wrong decision. And, it's going to come back to bite them. And I think that there's an opportunity to, get a hold of some of the corruption and the things that go on in city governments that should not, and, actually make some waves and some change. Because, Greg actually got onto the Trevor Carey show on talk radio to be able to talk about it. And I know just listening to that interview that Trevor Carey had sent some emails or voicemails to folks in Porterville as well. So we know that they're hearing about it, and it's creating quite the buzz. So Ray Dean, we're really sorry that happened to you. From everything that I've heard, you certainly did not deserve for that to happen to you. But, just like anything else, when something like this happens and they create, use the term a martyr, but, they create a situation that will backfire against what they're hoping to do. So anyway, we're going to be all attending their next meeting, which is not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, which is February 1st. So we're going to kind of be, and we'll talk about this in a second about a town hall that's coming up, but going to kind of be coming up with a game plan. We're not going to be violent. We're not going to go burn the city council chambers down or do anything crazy like that. But we are going to show up in force and let them know that like what they did is not okay. And we support Ray Dean, and we support her ability to go in and, and attend this meeting and not be bullied like this by the police or by the council or by anybody else. And so they need to see kind of a show of numbers from us in getting there in unity. And, we're going to plan to do that. So you can go ahead and mark your calendars for Tuesday, February 1st. I believe that the public session starts at like 6:30. Ray Dean, I know you go to these all the time. You can put that in the comments if you would.
I have 5:30 written down.
Yeah, that's before they go into their private session.
Oh,
but they come back for public session. I want to say it's 6:30. So anyway, put that on your calendars, because that's all. A statement needs to be made, and that's one of the types of things that the entire county can kind of galvanize behind and say, look, this kind of stuff can't happen in our county. And whether it's Porterville or Visalia or Tulare or Dinuba or wherever, like, we're not okay with this happening in our county. Like, the police can't be used in this way.
Oh yeah, it's at 6:30.
Okay. So you can go early and get there before their private session, which you'd just be sitting in your vehicle for an hour after that. But 6:30 is when their public session will start. So anyway, yeah. So just kind of some craziness that's gone on in Porterville. And as a result of that, Blessings of Liberty, which is our Porterville sister group, has called a town hall meeting, kind of an emergency town hall meeting for a week from today.
Yep. Right? I'm excited about it. I'm not really excited about driving to Porterville, though.
No, that's all right. It's not that far. It's not that far.
Porterville. No, I'm just kidding. We love Porterville.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys will want to mark your calendars. These town halls are usually really, really good. I'm excited, and I'm really glad that Josh, who is one of the leaders of the Blessings of Liberty group, he's the one that kind of made, who said it's a beautiful drive. I'm sorry.
Greg.
It
is beautiful. Lots of farmland and dairy.
No, Josh was the one that I believe made the decision to have this emergency town hall. And I'm really glad that he did. I think it's necessary. So you guys will want to mark your calendars for that. It's Sunday, January 30th.
Which is a week from today.
Yeah, a week from today. It's going to be at 2:00. And it's going to be at the Porterville Church of Christ. And Rachel said, will you guys be there? Yes. At least I will be. What?
Just don't worry about that. Focus
Sorry.
on it.
Calm down. And then the address is 1000 Newcomb Street.
Mm-hmm. Newcomb Street.
Newcomb Street.
So Porterville Church of Christ at 1000 Newcomb Street. While you're talking, I'll put that into the comments.
Okay. So yeah, we plan on being there. I plan on being there. As far as Jimmy attending, I would say more than likely he will be there. But it's all going to depend on how he's feeling. He takes it basically a day at a time. Yesterday, again, we were doing a lot of stuff, and I think he kind of overdid it. And yeah, see, somebody put Kenny. He's putting the address in the comments. So hopefully next Sunday, Jimmy will be feeling a lot better. I mean, that's a week to have more recovery under your belt and stuff like that. We'll see.
Yeah. Planning to
but, I mean, it all depends on what his body's feeling like at that point. But me, I'll at least be there. But I know you guys really want to see Jimmy. Okay. So anyways, emergency town hall. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. It's going to be good to see everybody and get together and stuff like that. So moving on to, let me see what is coming up this week. I'm getting the information is that Visalia Unified School District has their board meeting on Tuesday. And I've been in contact with Crystal, who's our other admin, and she, I'm just going to read what she wrote me. She said that the meeting is this Tuesday, the 25th at 7:00. She has personally got a group of medical professionals coming. She said that they have RNs, LVNs, and paramedics attending, including a VUSD nurse that will be speaking. We have all planned to wear scrubs and or uniforms to show medical support. I think that's awesome. She said, if everyone comes, we may have about 12 present just of medical professionals. She would like to encourage anyone in the group that would like to join to meet at the district office. Their address is 5000 West Cypress Avenue between 6:30 and 6:45, and then the meeting starts at 7. She will post the link to attend Monday afternoon. Everyone must fill out the RSVP, even if you're not planning on speaking. So even if you just want to go and attend, you still have to RSVP. So make sure you RSVP.
Yeah.
I find that crazy. I'm sorry, but you have to RSVP if you're going to go to the VUSD, Visalia Unified School District board meeting. If one decides to speak at the meeting, there are cards that can be filled out and turned in on site. So even if you're not sure if you're going to speak, just RSVP that you're going to attend, and then you can fill out the card later.
Yeah.
So that's good that that's an option.
Yeah, and that's something that, Visalia has done for a while. For those of you who may be new to the group, Visalia is the only school district that requires the RSVP. I think the purpose behind it is that seating is limited, so they're trying to create social distancing and blah, blah, blah. So they're asking people who want to show up to RSVP. It's also a good, I don't know, it's a good way. I know we've been to a couple of these where if they don't fill up the room, they'll actually allow people in. But it is a good idea to RSVP, and it is it's an important thing to go to these things.
Yeah.
So even if you're not speaking, definitely RSVP and make sure that you're there.
And somebody asked, what is the date? That is
It's
this Tuesday,
this
the
coming
25th.
Tuesday.
And then Crystal also said that that the link is usually up by noon tomorrow and is open until Tuesday at 3. So they give you like less than 48 hours to RSVP, but make sure you RSVP if you're going to attend.
Yeah.
She'll share, and then when the RSVP becomes available, she'll share the link on Facebook. So just look for that there. If any other medical professionals want to join us, they need to RSVP. And if they can, please wear medical attire like scrubs or uniform to show support. So you don't have to be a medical professional to attend this board meeting. What she's saying is that she has a lot of medical professionals that are going to be coming forward at this board meeting. And if you are a medical professional, they would like to show some unity by having everybody in like their scrubs or their uniform or, whatever the case may be. So good job, Crystal. I'm excited. And I'm excited to hear about how that goes.
And if you don't see Crystal's link on Facebook or something, you can just Google Visalia Unified School District board meetings and follow that yellow brick road. It's easy to get to the RSVP once it's up. So just realize that if you do it right now, it's not going to be there because they don't start the RSVP process until noon tomorrow. So just, sometime after noon tomorrow, go in and get that done.
All right. Good times.
Yeah. And I think Paul probably put it's on the website as well. So if you go into the resources page on our on masstulare.county.com, you'll see Visalia Unified. You can click on that and get that information as well. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited too, Crystal. I wish we could be there, but we're kind of we'll be holding down the fort in Tulare on Tuesday, which kind of leads us to our next announcement. This week, Tulare City School District has their board meeting on Tuesday also. And it is on their agenda as an information item to go over the inquiry that was sent to them. So
prior to Christmas, we sent them a formal inquiry that had a list of something close to 30 questions that pretty much asks them to respond in writing to, why they're implementing the policies that they are, what gives them authority. This is regarding COVID policies, whether it be vaccination policies or masking or quarantining or social distancing, all of these things. Anyway, it's asking them to cite chapter and verse, what gives them the authority, who asked them to do this, have they been offered money to do this, have they been threatened to do this, just all of these different questions that they're supposed to respond to. So tomorrow will be the response. And what we've seen in other school districts is there's generally not much of a response, which is something we expect, but we'll see what ends up happening. It is an agenda item, like Marilyn said, so we will be allowed to speak to it, and it'll have to be addressed to some degree tomorrow, which will be good. Yep. Not tomorrow, excuse me, Tuesday.
Yeah. And for those that don't have the address for Tulare City School District, the address is 600 North Cherry, and that's in Tulare. And it starts at 5:30. So you'll want to make sure that you are there. Now, I want to go back up here. So Lori said, wonder why VUSD has never addressed the inquiry that was sent to them in December as well.
Because they're going to ignore it if they are allowed to.
I was not aware that an inquiry was sent to Visalia.
Crystal gave it to them in person.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So, somebody probably needs to ask that question on Tuesday. There was an inquiry given to you guys. You had 30 days to respond and you didn't. And so where's your response to that?
Yeah. So if somebody is speaking, Crystal, I know that you usually speak at the meetings. I if you have time, I would add that probably into your speech. Just ask them, hey, what happened with this?
Sure.
Exeter never did with ours either.
Yeah, they're not going to, most likely, or they'll address it. I know in Porterville they basically acknowledged that it came in, and then the superintendent gave a 10-minute spiel about why they're doing what they're doing, and then never allowed for questions after that. So, I mean, that was their version of responding to it. I'm kind of expecting the same in Tulare, that the superintendent will probably get up and say, we're just following what we're told to do. And, we'll tell them that's not good enough. We need answers to these things. And they'll probably refer us to an attorney. But anyway, it's all part of a process.
And then at that point, we'll put them on notice, correct?
At that point, at that point, we serve them with notices. That's more of a formal legal demand that they show proof of what's called clean hands, which means that they are actually doing what they're doing as a matter of public health policy and not as a matter of getting funding or anything like that. So we're basically asking them to prove that this is not about the money, but it's actually about health and safety and welfare of everybody. We know they're not going to be able to do that because we know it is about the money. And so it's just, again, a part of building an overall case that we can build against them to kind of prove that they're not administering their duties properly. So anyway, exciting stuff happening at school boards all over the county. And, in Tulare, for example, this week, we will be listening to their response to our inquiry, hopefully. And then we will be serving them with our notices to provide proof of clean hands, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, we have all the notices. Jim Manley, I don't know is he on here? I don't know.
I don't see him. He was out of town this weekend, so he might not be joining us tonight.
Anyways, he delivered those to us, so we have them ready to go for Tulare City School District on Tuesday. I believe he will be back by then because he's gonna be here for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually have quite a bit of people that are coming who don't even have kids that attend Tulare City School District who are going to come and be a part of that on Tuesday. Yeah. And for those of you that are coming from a different town to come and support us in this on Tuesday, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Like, that's a huge deal, and that's a huge commitment. And we appreciate the support and stuff because, I don't know, like that's why we're Unmasked Tulare County. Like, it takes a group of us standing up and coming alongside each other and supporting each other in what we're doing. So yeah, we appreciate that.
Definitely. No, absolutely. So, and for, as we're talking about this, a lot of you might be like, wait, what? Like inquiries and notices and affidavits and like, what the heck are you talking about? I would encourage you to come to the town hall in Exeter. The town hall in Porterville a week from today. And there will be more discussion about that. Some further clarification for those who have not heard of what we're doing and kind of what the process is that we're attempting from that standpoint. So make sure that you're there in Porterville. Marilyn announced it earlier, but it's 2:00, right?
2:00
on Sunday.
On Sunday,
so
a week from today.
Good news is, for those of you who are 49ers or Rams fans, we should be pretty much wrapped up by the time game starts on Sunday. So you don't have to worry about a conflict there. But make sure you're there with us in Porterville, 2:00 on Sunday. It'll be good. Be really good.
I think that's about all we have.
Okay.
What else do we need to talk about? You guys tired of listening to us?
Probably.
I'm tired of listening to myself.
Anyway, I'm hoping that by next Sunday, my voice and my lungs will be back up. The thing that sucks is it's been fatigue, and it's been just coughing like crazy. And so, like, just going out and doing anything, it's been frustrating because I feel like I have, even just sitting here and talking a little bit, I'm gonna have to go do like a breathing treatment when we get done, because it's just too much. It's annoying. So it started out as COVID, and then it turned into pneumonia, and I've never really dealt with this before, and it freaking sucks. So I want to thank you guys. Like, there were a lot of you, especially early on in my sickness, who really stepped up and helped and brought us things. And we had somebody even bring us oxygen, right off the bat before I could get it, and that it made such a huge difference keeping me out of the hospital. And we were able to stay out of the hospital and avoid all that, and which is fantastic. To Marilyn. Marilyn's been a phenomenal nurse to me, and she's, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, and you've proven that over the last few weeks, and I love you and I appreciate it. But anyway, a lot of you guys didn't even know I was sick probably, but a lot of you did, and I appreciate you reaching out. And basically had to shut off my phone and leave it aside because there was so much support and outreach, and I just couldn't get to all of it. So anyway, if I ignored you, I'm not trying to ghost you, but I have turned off all my notifications and stuff while I'm trying to recover. But I do love and appreciate all of you guys. And like we talk about all the time, the greatest part of this for us, this isn't a fun thing that we're doing. Like, we didn't, get up last year and be like, oh, hey, let's start something fun and start doing all this hoopla. But, it was necessary. And so we knew we needed to do it. But anyway, like in all of this crazy and all of this frustration, the silver lining has really been just the friendships and the relationships. And all of you guys are amazing. Some of you are making fun of me.
I would have sent over my horse paste.
Oh, that's funny.
That was Justine. Okay. Flunicron. Is that what they're calling it now? I can't even keep track.
Flunicron? Yeah, who knows? I don't know what it was.
And people are reaching out to us like, they're like, how are you and the boys doing? I'm like, we're fine.
Yeah, like, you guys never
never got sick.
Yeah.
And we didn't socially distance. Whatever.
It's funny how like all of this stuff just impacts people differently. I'm like, I don't know if it's COVID, or I'll test for antibodies at some point here soon. But it's really the pneumonia side of it that kicked my butt. I feel like that's kind of where everything went south.
They told us that the virus was dead, and this was how many weeks ago?
Almost 2 weeks ago.
Almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're just dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway.
But he's going to go back to the doctor and have a checkup and.
Yep. So
hang on. Uh-oh. We should do an unmasked picnic party at the park or something one Saturday. I think that's a great idea. And Ashley Ross was the one that just put that comment in there. And I'm glad that you said that, because I'm sorry, the comments, you guys get me all distracted.
Just here for the comments. I'm going to take these off of here.
I like I could just sit here and read your guys' comments all day. Mm-hmm. Oh, he took them all away. No, back to what Ashley said about having like an unmasked picnic. I think that's a great idea. And actually, Gita, who's another fellow patriot that's in the group, had recommended, like having a get together so we can all get to kind of know each other and, blah, blah, blah. But that's a great idea. I think we need to plan something.
So one thing I will say is that
who said 2 blocks from the
on February 26th, you guys can mark your calendars for that. This is something that we should have some more solid information. We haven't really announced yet, but we're looking at having we're having a freedom rally in Visalia, and probably going to be at Mooney's Grove. So that would kind of,
that's true.
It'd be a picnic party, freedom rally sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's going on. We're still working on details on that, but trying to make it kind of a big thing over at Mooney's Grove. So that was going to be on the 26th of February. So you can go ahead and mark your calendars if you want. Just put that in pencil, because we're trying to make sure everything is.
We're still trying to hammer out like the details.
Yeah. But, and like I said, it'll be part get together and hang out. It'll be part, we'll have speakers up there to rally everybody. It'll be part information, probably getting signatures on a variety of different issues and things that we're working on. But just a great opportunity to get everybody together. Hopefully the weather will be great, and we'll be able to, do it. Are masks optional? No, you're going to have to wear masks to our event there.
Yeah. Kenny, you got to wear your mask.
Yeah. Outdoors, probably 2 masks.
And a face shield, please.
Yeah, so potluck get together would be fun. Somebody said that.
Yeah, that was
I
Geraldine.
agree.
Hi, Geraldine.
I agree. I think that kind of stuff would be cool. And that's, that's part of the community that Marilyn's talking about earlier. And, just that's one of the just awesome things about us. And we do have to do things that are normal, right? We can't just always be about serious and crazy things. We have to learn to be able to enjoy ourselves through the process.
Yeah.
And I mean, this could open up a whole nother conversation, but depending on how things go, the segregation between, freedom people and control people, or vaxxed and unvaxxed or whatever is out there, we may have to learn how to do a lot of these community things for ourselves. So that's a whole different topic, but anyway, community is an important part of what we do.
Yeah.
So for sure.
No, I think it's a great idea because a lot of times, like we do our Facebook lives, you guys get to see us, but we can't see you guys.
Right.
So until somebody decides that they want to order like a shirt or a sweatshirt or a hat, and then they come to pick it up, is then when we actually like see a face and meet,
or when we're out and about at something around town or something, and people are like, oh, hey.
Oh yeah, we've had people stop us and they're like, oh yeah, we're in your group. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Like,
yeah,
because we don't, we don't see faces and so.
No, and it's fantastic. We love that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to get to be with you guys. And yeah, so the 26th, the location is not 100% yet. We're still just trying to nail down those things, but it's looking like it's going to be Mooney's Grove. So you guys can just kind of be aware of that, which should be fun. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Oh, you know what? This is kind of back to earlier when we were talking about the situation with Ray Dean in Porterville. And a lot of people were talking about hoping that it'll get some national attention. And people were talking about reaching out to like Ben Shapiro and stuff like that. Stu Peters, for those who know who Stu Peters is, he actually the Red Voice Media wrote an article and stuff on the situation. So I think that is probably where our YouTube got a lot of the views, was from that. So yeah, we did get a little bit of national attention on that, which I think is good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if we can get more, that would be good also.
Yeah. And this is a genuine situation, like I said earlier, where, somebody literally got arrested for having her mask under her nose. Like, she didn't get up and start yelling and cussing and screaming at everybody. And then the camera started rolling, because I've seen all those videos too. But, this is legitimately, it is what it appears to be. And it's just, it's shocking, but it's not shocking. It's one of those things where you're just like, how could that happen in Porterville? But anyway, there's been a lot of support. I think
like other places, it's like, I could see that happening there. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You mean like LA or?
Yeah. I mean, I could see that probably happening in LA for sure. But really Porterville?
No, they screwed up.
And there were like 6 people in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like they were packed in there like sardines.
Yeah.
But anyways.
All right.
You ready to call it quits?
I think I'm
okay. Just so you guys don't have to listen to him cough anymore.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us and being patient with us while we get our patient back to health. For those of you that believe in the power of prayer, please continue to pray for Jimmy. We would greatly appreciate that. And you know what? I think we just need to kind of, myself included, kind of need to maybe up our prayer life. I don't know about you guys, but there have been a lot of people that have been sick lately. Of course, it is, cold and flu season.
Right.
And I guess Omicron season. I don't know what season we're in, you guys.
Regardless, there's a lot of people sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are sick right now.
Mhm.
And so yeah, let's just keep everybody in our prayers. So
And pray for the group, you know.
Yeah.
And we're coming into a season and a time where, you know, we've all been at this and stuff for a while, and it's, you know, starting to get you know, the fatigue factor. There's a lot of passion, and it's, you know, with direction and with all of those things, like we need to be led. We need to do this thing God's way. And so
Mhm.
let's make sure that we're staying connected to God, that we're praying, that we're, you know, just being led in everything that we're doing. So just encourage all of us, myself and Marilyn
Yeah.
included, everybody to step things up in that regard.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
So, all right. Good night, you guys.
Out. Have a great week.
Hope to see you guys